Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be continuing the conversation of Keyshawn Vaughn and what his role is going to be in this Buccaneers offense moving forward with the remainder of the season. Now, I want to say this is being recorded on 7 p.m. on October 7th, so it's one day before the Bears game on Thursday Night Football. I want to say in the immediate sense, Keyshawn Vaughn will be the backup running back behind Ronald Jones, as Leonard Fournette and LeSean McCoy are dealing with injuries. So it's going to be Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn leading the way in that Thursday game against the Bears. And quite frankly, it's the best opportunity that Keyshawn Vaughn has had so far to this point to show what he can do. A lot of Bucs fans are very hyped about Keyshawn Vaughn after he had that touchdown catch versus the Chargers in week number 4. Tom Brady has given him the nickname Sneak, so it's Sneak Keyshawn Vaughn, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this game versus the Bears. But first, let's talk about overall coming out of the draft, my thoughts on Keyshawn Vaughn. And for those of you who were around here on the channel during that time, I talked about Keyshawn Vaughn being an overall balanced running back. He has a little bit of speed, he has a little bit of power, he has a little bit of blocking ability, and in that video, I believe I had speculated that he could have some type of role on special teams and then develop into something for the offense later on. Since then, the Buccaneers have brought in, Leonard Fournette. I think they had already had LeSean McCoy at that point, but adding Leonard Fournette just added an entirely new dimension to the Buccaneers running back room that really pushed Keyshawn Vaughn even further down the depth chart. And with lack of snaps in the, before the regular season, without having mini camps, training camps, or limited training camp at that, OTAs, and all these types of things, all of the rookies kind of suffered from that, but we have seen some success already from the most recent Bucs rookie draft class, with Antoine Winfield Jr. looking like a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate, and Tristan Wirfs looking like one of the better linemen in the NFL through the first month of the season in terms of younger offensive linemen. Both those guys have been playing phenomenal. Now it's Keyshawn Vaughn's chance to show what he can do, starting with the Bears and then for the remainder of the season. So, really, what can Keyshawn Vaughn do? Well, obviously, if the Chargers game is anything to say about anything, I think that moving forward, he's going to be getting at least 6 or 7 carries a game and probably 4 passes thrown his way as well. This is definitely still Ronald Jones' running back room for the remainder of this season, unless something crazy happens. And you also have to factor in Leonard Fournette. Both those guys are going to get snaps. Both those guys are going to do some pretty darn good things for this offense. The one guy who I could see get his snaps dug into a little bit by Keyshawn Vaughn is LeSean McCoy, who overall has not been the worst thing in the world for the Buccaneers so far this season. I think he's been pretty okay, especially as a receiving back. I think he's done some pretty decent things, but he's also had a few drops here or there. He's made a couple of, poor plays here or there as well. So I think, if anything, Keyshawn Vaughn would be digging more into LeSean McCoy's snaps rather than, say, Ronald Jones or Leonard Fournette, at least to start. Again, something crazy could happen and Keyshawn Vaughn could blow up and maybe end up being the starting running back. Who knows? One thing I do want to point out is that mid-round running backs have had a lot of success recently in the NFL. The two most recent examples, Kareem Hunt and Alvin Kamara, just the first two that have come to my mind. But, you see things with Nick Chubb being a second-round pick. Some of these other guys around the NFL, a lot of these guys are either undrafted or mid to late round running backs who are able to come in and just absolutely light up the league. Keyshawn Vaughn can be one of those guys. I think that Keyshawn Vaughn can be a very good running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's just that this running back room is so deep right now. You have second-round draft pick Ronald Jones, who is a high-level draft pick. You have a former top 10 draft pick in Leonard Fournette. That's going to be a big thing as well. You have a first-round and a second-round draft pick in both Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. I know the Bucs didn't make that first-round draft pick for Leonard Fournette, but the point still stands. Both those guys are very young in their own rights. They're both, very young. I believe they're both under the age of 25. Maybe Leonard Fournette is 26, but the point is that they're both still in their mid-20s. They both still have a lot to offer the Buccaneers in terms of productivity and efficiency for that running back room, which is why it still leads me to say that Keyshawn Vaughn is probably going to dig more into LeSean McCoy's carries. LeSean McCoy, he's definitely the elder statesman, the veteran of the group. He's been around the league for around 11 years now. Can still be good when he has the football in his hands. I think he can still be a very efficient pass catcher, but I do think he can make way for some of these younger guys, including Keyshawn Vaughn. So Gonna be very, very interesting to see. Again, I understand the hype with Keyshawn Vaughn. I definitely support it 100%. If Keyshawn Vaughn goes out there and continues the game that he had against the Chargers, where he showed a little bit of what he can do, say as a receiving back and a little bit of a runner as well, hey, I'm all for it, man. But there's still a lot of stiff competition there once everybody is back healthy with Ronald Jones, with Leonard Fournette, and with LeSean McCoy. But you know what? Hey, I'll put my stamp on Keyshawn Vaughn. I think that Keyshawn Vaughn can be a star for this Buccaneers running back room, and I think that it's going to start versus the Chicago Bears. But in terms of what his role is going to be for the remainder of the season, I'm going to say it again. I think he's probably going to get around 6 to 7 carries per game now, and I definitely think he'll probably get maybe 4 passes thrown his way per game as well, until his role increases. Maybe he works his way up the depth chart, but he'll be battling at that point against Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones for snaps, and that's going to be a tough battle indeed. So overall, I think we will see his role increase. I think he can make some very nice plays when he does get the football in his hand, both as a receiver and as a runner, especially as a receiver in my opinion, and I think he still will have a solid role on special teams as well. But guys, that's kind of going to be it for all of my thoughts on Keyshawn Vaughn in this video. What do you guys think Keyshawn Vaughn's role is going to be for the remainder of this season? Sneak Keyshawn Vaughn. What do you think about the nickname that Tom Brady's given him? What do you think about just the entire running back room situation? Whose snaps do you think that Keyshawn Vaughn would dig into? Again, in my opinion, it's going to probably be LeSean McCoy's snaps. I think that Ronald Jones has looked pretty decent so far this season, and Leonard Fournette has looked pretty decent in his own right as well. Keyshawn Vaughn and LeSean McCoy would kind of be battling for that third running back spot, unless something crazy happens, which, hey, you know what? I'm putting my stamp on that if something crazy happens. You know, I'm putting my support stamp on Keyshawn Vaughn in this video, and I can't wait to see what the kid does. But guys, again, let me know your thoughts about all of that down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and guys, I will see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs!